So the question I pose to you, ladies and gentlemen, is Starfield the make or break for Xbox? And Summer's Games Fest is around the corner, and there has to be more than just the Starfield Direct. There has to be some mention of the IPs that they've shown trailers for, like Avowed, more on Fable. Like it feels like if Starfield's all they've got going for them right now, Starfield has to have a perfect release, and the tried and true Bethesda method says that will not be the case. If you don't know, Avowed came out this week and has been met with, as Skill Up posted, Skill Up, man whose opinion I do seem to value more and more each day, is Redfall is creatively vapid, immaturely designed, and woefully unfinished. Skill Up is probably one of the most honest people when reviewing a game, and Redfall seems to be an indicator that Xbox just doesn't have the juice anymore. I'm hoping Summer Games Fest next month they really go guns blazing because they have to. Because if all they got to show for is Starfield, and that's what they're riding on, it could be a make or break situation. If Starfield does poorly and launches broken, like so many Bethesda titles do at launch, one that comes to mind was Fallout 4 having a game breaking bug that stopped progression of the story. If you could call Fallout 4 having any sort of story whatsoever. Like, that's my concern. This apparently is their most ambitious title to date. And you can really only do so much with the creation engine, and that's what's being used, unfortunately. I know when I saw Starfield, one of their biggest most ambitious projects yet being made in the creation engine, I cringed and died a little. And I'm thinking, could they have not done something else at this point? Like, why do you keep using an engine that is definitely showing its age? So I'm kind of like hesitant to think that Starfield will actually work as intended. And I know that's hard to say, but it's just hard to really be optimistic about these sort of things, especially with the way Xbox has been handling things and take into the account that the Activision Blizzard merger is not going through. It seems to be there's a lot riding on the Starfield. Redfall release broken, as someone said in a tweet, unresponsive, buggy, and obtuse, and that's kind of rough. I don't think Arcane Studios needs to always do the same thing, like Prey, Dishonored. I feel like anytime a developer does something differently, we should respect that they tried to do something differently. And that doesn't mean they should give up doing different things. I feel like the potential is there, but it was executed poorly. It almost feels like if Starfield does not come out swinging for the fence, getting a home run, a grand slam, and is broken at launch, I feel like this is one of those situations where leadership needs to be changed. Used to be you could praise Game Pass for how it allows you to play any games for like $5 a month, but it almost seems like now just putting a game on Game Pass is a curse at this point. When your first AAA title in 2 years gets released and is received as Redfall is, that's not good. I can't even remember the last time someone brought up Gears in conversation. I can't even begin to think what kind of future Halo has with how poorly mismanaged it's been with didn't done by 343. Like, if Summer Games Fest doesn't mention anything about Fable or Avowed, and it's a big focus on Starfield, I generally have some concerns for Xbox. Because what if Starfield does not release near perfect? What if there's game breaking bugs, frame rate issues out the ass? What if it's blue screening computers? What if it's crashing Xboxes? Like, all these things that could happen. Not saying they will, but these are possibility of things that could happen, and it looks bad on Xbox. I won't say it looks bad on Bethesda, because at this point, if you're not playing a Bethesda game, if you're playing a Bethesda game and there's no issues, I have concerns. It's just part of the Bethesda charm. But I have concerns. I have issues. Like, if Starfield doesn't release in perfect running condition, there could be and that could be enough for the higher ups over Phil Spencer to say, well, maybe he needs to step down because clearly what he's doing isn't working. Uh, and I really hope we see something on Avowed. I hope we see something on Fable because if Xbox is hoping and praying that Starfield is like going to be their big, big thing and say, hey, we still got it. We know how to manage studios. I don't know, man. I genuinely would be concerned. We need to see something on Avowed. We need to see something on Fable, but that may not be the case. We may not actually get to see anything on these properties because what if they just been canceled and nobody knows that? If Starfield doesn't do perfect, like near perfect, no game breaking bugs, no frame rate issues, I don't know, man. It's hard to actually put my faith in Xbox anymore. I do not own an Xbox because I have a PC because everything that comes on Game Pass on Xbox is essentially going to make it to PC. There's no incentive for me to get an Xbox. There's no incentive for me to get an Xbox because everything will just come on PC eventually. And that's not good for your brand. If I can just play everything on PC, why would I get an Xbox? That's a lot of people's mindset, honestly. But I really hope for the best for Xbox. I hope for the best for Bethesda. I really want Starfield to be amazing, everything that Bethesda says it's going to be. But part of me is just like, well, it's the first time they've released something, the main branch of Bethesda, since Fallout 4, and Fallout 4 launched with some game breaking bugs. So I'm not really holding out against hope. I'm not really holding the possibility that it's going to run perfectly fine because it's a Bethesda game. When's the last time a Bethesda game launched without any game breaking bugs or any issues? I can't think of a time that it has. But it really makes you wonder what's going on at Xbox. What is Phil Spencer planning to do? What has he got going on? But that's just kind of my thoughts for today. I wanted to talk about this, discuss it. I hope that Summer Games Fest next month is crazy. They show what they've been working on with things like Avowed, Fable, and I hope they really show a lot of what Starfield has got going for it. But that's the video, guys. I love you all. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like. If you really enjoyed the content, subscribe. Help your boy out. But that's the video. I love you all. I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy.